Hey, what's up guys, Eugene from Pentland Designs, and today I'm showing a very quick tutorial on how to make the texture on your models in Autodesk Fusion 360 look like they were 3D printed. So let's hop right in. Okay, so this is what the final result will look like once you are finished. You can see that there's this texture on all of my parts and it looks like it's 3D printed, and I can actually adjust how thick those layers are to make it look closer to having it a high or low resolution. The only thing about this is that top surfaces are never going to look exactly correct because it can't do a perimeter around all of those certain edges, and then also certain curves will not be going the right direction because they move along two axes and the texture cannot account for that. But for 90% of what you'd be looking at, it works perfectly. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do is I am going to clear all the appearances that I have here. So I just hit A on the keyboard and I'm going to go to unassign and delete. Okay, so now I have it down to the base model, and now we need to add some appearance into here. So I'm going to open up the triangle where it says library, and then I'm going to click on Fusion 360 appearances. From there I'm going to click the drop down menu for plastic, and then I'm going to go to opaque, and I'm just going to pick a color that I want. So let's do red, and that should be good. So then now what we have to do is we have to add this appearance to the objects that we want. So we're going to have body / component selected. We're going to take the appearance that we want and click and drag it to each component that we want to be that color. So I'm just going to do it to a few different things, and then I'm also going to grab one more color. I'm going to grab a matte black, and then I'm going to drag that to some of the objects as well. Okay, now that that's complete, we have to add the texture to the surface. So to do that, we have to add texture mapping, or what's called bump control. So we just right click on the appearance that we want to edit, we click on edit, and then down here we're going to click on advanced, and we need to enable relief pattern parentheses bump. So we're going to click this little checkbox, and it's going to prompt you to select what texture that you want to use. So in the video description, I'll have a link to where you can get to these 3 files that I've made. They're just a series of a whole bunch of horizontal lines, and each micron level, it's not exactly micron, just has thicker or thinner lines, making it appear to have higher or lower resolution. So as you can see here, after applying that texture, it automatically gave it some kind of appearance, except these lines are not going in the correct direction. So we need to edit that. So now if I just double click on where it says image, now this drop down menu appears and we can edit the way that the pattern actually moves in. So if I just scroll down, we're going to go to rotation, and then if I just click and drag this, it rotates that, and we're going to set that to be 90 degrees. Okay, so now that looks good in most spots, but say like right over here, the layers are still going in the wrong direction. So we actually need to make a duplicate of this and have one appearance going in one direction and one appearance going in the other, so that way it matches up everywhere. So I just close out of that, I hit OK, and I hit apply, and I'm going to close out of the material editor. Now I'm just going to right click on the appearance that we just made, I'm going to go to duplicate, and I'm going to just right click, edit, advanced, and then we're going to just double click on where it says image again, and we're going to disable the rotation on this and just set it back to 0. Now we're just going to click done, and we're going to click apply, and then cancel. So now nothing changed because we didn't apply this new appearance yet to the faces that we want specifically. So what you want to do is where it says apply to, you're going to change it from body / components to be faces. And now you're just going to click and drag this new appearance into the specific spots that you want to change the direction of the layers. So now you can get it so everything flows properly and looks correct. So that all looks good over there, and now I just click and drag it, and all these other different surfaces just to make sure everything lines up properly. And that looks pretty good. So all the red seems to be complete. And now we just need to repeat the same process for the black section. And now that should all be good to go. You now have a part that looks like it's 3D printed. But as of right now, in just the regular model viewer, it doesn't end up looking all that nice. So we're actually going to go over to the rendering engine and then see what that looks like once it's complete. So I'm going to click on model, I'm going to go to renderer, and now it gives you a little bit better idea of how it will look like once it's done. So I'm just going to move the camera to be roughly around the way I want it to look, and then click the in-canvas renderer. Okay, so it's been rendering for just about 200 seconds now, and you can really start to see the layers showing up on the side walls over here, and just ever so slightly on the edge of this spinner right here. So there's actually a model of my coin sorter that I'm going to be releasing this Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much all there is to this tutorial, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you really enjoyed. Subscribe if you'd like to see more future Autodesk Fusion 360 tutorials and more designs. Thanks.